But you know what though?
What's up?
You brought up the earlier in the week about like the rappers versus NBA players, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking how like people really hate Drake. You know who people also really, really hate?
Who?
LeBron James.
LeBron James.
To me, even though they beefing right now, one and the same. So give us a little backstory as to how we even got onto that.
So man, I was in the gym this past week, man. I hate that you try to segue with Drake and LeBron. That just pissed me off. So I was talking to one of my homeboys. We're gonna have him on the pod one day, but not today because we're here, just us two. He was like, man, you know a good comparison between Kendrick, because you know it's been a really big thing between Kendrick and Drake this year.
Right.
He compared Drake to LeBron James and Kendrick to Steph Curry. And when I
agree with them both.
I had to think about it. I was like, I don't like it, but I agree with both those comparisons.
Yeah.
So like, of course I sent her voice messages. I'm like, yo, I don't even text for real. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, we just sent voice messages.
Sent like 3-minute like voice messages like, yo, we got all the time in the world, by the way. But like, sent her a voice message. I'm like, yo, let's do like a comparison of like hip hop like artists and like athletes, like in of course like NBA players, because like you gotta think about it. It was All-Star Weekend, all that. Man, we can talk about that later, man. That is a dumpster fire of like a weekend, but
right.
We really wanted to compare some of our all-time greats in the NBA to like some of the basketball players or some of the hip hop artists. God dang it! So yeah.
And what's crazy is like when I was making my list, I forgot that you even said those comparisons to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
So let me read my list because
now
it's gonna be interesting. So Jordan is Jay-Z.
Let's go one for one.
Okay, we'll go back and forth. So
no. You read yours and I'll piggyback off yours.
Okay, so I'll read my whole list.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, all right. So number 1, Michael Jordan, Jay-Z.
Oh, for sure.
Easy, right?
That's an easy one.
Number 2, LeBron James, Drizzy Drake. For sure. Kobe Bryant, K-Dot.
No.
Hold on, I gotta explain my reasoning here in a minute. Okay. But I'm not mad at your friend saying K-Dot and Curry though. Like I can see that too. Because originally I was kind of thinking that, but I was like, So
I think you need to explain it.
I'm gonna explain it.
I think don't even like. No, go ahead. Rock out.
Then this was gonna really get you. Steph Curry, Kanye. Bear with me for a second. All right. Kevin Durant, Wale. Shaq, Biggie. James Harden, Lil Baby. And not just because they're really good friends, but because I believe this.
Harden and Lil Baby?
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, I'm going to explain on these.
Okay.
Allen Iverson, Dipset. Think on it. Kyrie, J. Cole. Tim Duncan, Nas.
You ruined the whole. Tim Duncan is Nas is crazy.
Hold on. Okay, so
you trying to say bro is boring?
No, this isn't.
Nah.
I gotta explain my people. Can I explain my reasons?
Let me go through mine first,
okay,
and then we're gonna go back and forth.
Okay.
Jordan, I give it to you. That's Jay-Z.
Okay.
LeBron is Drake. Kobe is Nas. Curry is K-Dot.
Okay.
Whew, this is where it gets tough.
Wait, who did you say LeBron was again?
LeBron is Drake.
Okay, you said that.
Curry is K-Dot. Kevin Durant, ooh, that's tough. I do like the Wale because they're from the same area.
You were supposed to write these down ahead of time.
Oh, no, I had it in my head.
Failure to prepare is preparing to fail, people. So
no, you got to do it like off the top. No. But Kevin Durant, I like Wale. I got to come back to Kevin Durant. Yeah.
I explained it though.
I got to come back to Kevin Durant.
Okay.
When I go to Shaq, I got to go Big X the Plug. Shaq is definitely Big X the Plug. And I think Harden, like the flashiness, just the way he, like the nonchalantness, I'm going to do what I want is like definitely, I had a really good comparison for him.
That's why you should have wrote it down.
I should have. I had a really good one. I think I said for him Kanye. No. Iverson was Kanye. Allen Iverson was Kanye.
Interesting.
Kyrie is J. Cole for sure. Tim Duncan, you kind of spurred that on me like last minute. Like that just really like pissed me off. That really pissed me off. Tim Duncan, who would be like someone that's like consistent, but like not really like moving the needle. Let me go back. Harden is definitely like Kid Cudi to me.
No.
Kid Cudi.
That's terrible.
It's great.
I'm not letting you.
It's Kid Cudi.
No.
Kid Cudi.
Okay, so let's explain these.
Tim Duncan, I can't think of one.
I feel like Michael Jordan is just like easy.
Self-explanatory.
Everybody considers Jordan the GOAT. He's not my GOAT, but that's what people consider the GOAT, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jay-Z is considered the GOAT.
He is.
Right? They're both billionaires.
Mm-hmm. They're both like self-made, like
bingo.
Was in there like fields and then made $1 billion outside
Flourished
of the field.
and then, found other ventures to make money out of.
Yep.
Very simple. That one's not really that fun.
It's very easy.
Yeah, very easy. LeBron and Drake, kind of alluded to a couple minutes ago, but the most hated, and in some points, unappreciated. I hate that for the boys because they are great, and nobody's going to understand how great they are until they truly leave the game. You're also lost because I'm here to witness. You see what I just did there? You see how
I'm gonna tell you why.
I'm
gonna tell you why I think that LeBron and Drake, because I like your like description. They are the people that they were loved at one point as like the greatest, and as time goes on, everybody want to see greatness fall.
Haters.
Right now,
that's what's wrong with the
world. We're still waiting on LeBron to fail, and right now we're starting to see kinks, and we were expecting to see kinks in LeBron's armor right now. Bro just went 40.
Yeah, last night.
For 40.
I don't care who you playing against. I don't care if it's the Trailblazers. You 40 years old going 40? You see that body he caught on what's the name from the Hornets?
Crazy.
Mark Williams.
But then you got Drake on the other side where we're starting to see kinks in his armor. He's starting to, but he still is the boy. Like literally got Sydney, Australia, like turned up. Melbourne.
Everybody's trying to take a shot at him. Everybody's always trying to get a best shot at LeBron. Like they're here to stay, man.
They are.
That's staying power. Both of them staying power. 22 years in the league, LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
Drake been doing this for what?
20
years too.
About 20.
There's a lot of comparisons, right? That's all I'm saying.
Let me tell you this one. This is my comparison for Kobe. Because, Kobe he was always looking up to Jordan. Mm-hmm. You know who was always looking up to Jay-Z? Lil Wayne. Remember for a while, they were kind of going back and forth.
I didn't think about
that's why you got to do this on the spot.
Okay. I can see Lil Wayne.
There was a lot of back and forth. Like, you got to think about it. Jay-Z.
Like Mr. Carter. That's one of my favorite records ever.
Mm-hmm. Like, you got to think about Jay-Z. He doesn't write any of his rhymes. Like, literally goes into the booth and, like, spits. The moment that Lil Wayne saw that that's what Jay-Z did, guess what he did?
Same thing.
The same thing. So he emulated a lot of his style and the way that he would prepare to not J. Cole, but Jordan.
Interesting.
Or Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad at that. That's a pretty good one right there with Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
However, I say Kendrick Lamar because of this.
What's up?
Because everybody always talks about, I guess you can make the same case for Lil Wayne too, GOATs or whatever, but for some reason they just, or the top 5, whatever, and sometimes people leave Kobe out. I feel like that's how, up until this past year, that's how people were with Kendrick sometimes. Like, he's a great lyricist. Like, Kobe's a killer on the court. Right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, for some reason, people just will forget about it. Unless you're like a true diehard Kobe fan or a true Lakers fan, like, people will just forget about it. People sometimes will put Shaq above him, which is nuts to me. But I just think, and I think one thing too, is a lot of young kids love them both. Like, love Kendrick.
Yeah.
Love Kobe. Like, there's something about them that they can see themselves in, that makes them like so lovable to them. And they're like, they fight hard. Like, nah, Kobe my goat.
They both have that killer mentality.
Right.
Like
they don't care about friends.
They're not playing with you. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't care about friends. They chopping heads off.
Nah, facts. I give you that.
That's why I said those two right there.
And another thing I can say also.
You know what? Last thing, sorry.
Go ahead. Rock out.
Kobe 5 championships. Kendrick just got 5 Grammys. In
1,
night.
2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. My fault.
All right,
Sorry.
go ahead. What you gonna say?
No, what I was gonna say was that like I remember like us coming up in that era where they were winning championships.
Mm-hmm.
I was not a big Kobe fan.
Yeah, I've always been a huge LeBron fan.
Yeah, there a lot of people did not like Kobe until like later in his like career, honestly. And I think that with Kendrick, I think that now people are starting to come around to Kendrick and understanding like, okay, this mentality is why like I fool with him.
Yeah. And why hip hop used to be hip hop, because there's a lot of people that used to beef back then.
Exactly.
And do all those things. But I also think like with Kobe, people didn't like him, but I do feel like they appreciated him more because of how he continued to win, how he pushed his teammates, and how his teammates would vocally speak up about who he was. You know what I'm saying?
Agree.
So I think it's a little bit of that. And you know, even though I wasn't the biggest Kobe fan, anytime he was playing, I was locked in and watching.
Nah, facts.
Especially like the playoffs when he used to go against the Suns or the Sacramento Kings, like that was a time in history right there, you know. Or the, didn't they play the Pistons one year too in the finals?
Who? Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
I think they lost.
Yeah, I love
they
that.
lost that year.
Yeah, the Pistons was tough. But anyway, yeah. So
You know, they almost got Melo that next year.
yeah, which is insane to think about. All right, so now I said Steph Curry and Kanye.
I'm listening. I know what you're going to say, but I'm listening.
Tell me, what am I gonna say?
They literally changed the whole game.
Generational talents.
Generational. Like, literally changed the whole game.
Kids come in the gym and it aggravates the mess out of me because your jumper is broke.
Bro,
Or it's in progress, but you out here just jacking up threes. Go make some layups first.
start with the
Start
fundamentals.
in with some form shots first.
I'm listening.
You know? And then everybody in short, oh my gosh, Steph Curry's the best. He's this and that. No, he's not. He's good. He's not the best. He's the best shooter ever, but not the best player ever, or not the best point guard ever, in my opinion.
Who's the
Now,
best point guard?
That's a good question.
He's the greatest point guard to ever play,
He's not a true point guard to me.
but he's a point guard.
He's a scoring point guard.
He's the greatest scorer.
To me, a point guard I define differently. But he's a great scorer. He's the best shooter or the best scorer of all time, you could say. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's not the conversation.
Yeah.
The conversation is his comparison to Kanye. Now, flip side, Kanye has changed the game with his musical creativity, you know, throughout his career.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of people, you know, like the sampling that he does is one of a kind. You know, you hear people try to emulate that a lot. Like even on this album with Drake, Drake's recent album with P&D, there's a lot of really good samples of how like he intertwines some of those into the records. You know what I mean? But I think like Kanye helped set the foundation for that. He's known as like the sample king, right?
Okay.
And then, you know, we talked about 808s and Heartbreaks, right?
Okay.
That was the album people was like, nah, that's trash, this and that and the third. But then people started to take that sound. So
It birthed a whole new generation.
it did. So think about Steph Curry doing the same thing.
You got
Birthing a new
Trae
generation.
Young, you got
Trey Young.
Damian Lillard was like around the same era, but
But still everybody had to extend their range. Like even LeBron pulling up from the logo, like
Harden like changed his whole style to shoot threes because of Curry. So
I mean, he's been cooking like that. And then Anthony Edwards, even now, trying to shoot more threes. You know what I'm saying? Like, people change their games. And that's also how the game itself is
has
moving.
evolved.
But that started with Steph Curry.
I give you that.
You know what I'm saying? So, that's how I got it there.
I'm gonna tell you why I say Curry is K-Dot.
Okay.
He just has the whole West Coast like jumping. Like I think that before there was a point in time where San Francisco was jumping. They weren't winning a lot of games, but like people love to watch Golden State.
The Warriors have never been the team of the West Coast. It's always and will always be the Lakers. Can't let you get that off. Now, when Jason Richardson and those boys were there, Monte Ellis, I watched them too. I love Golden State there too. Byron Davis, yeah, but they will never be the Lakers.
Hear me out. Let me cook.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So there was a point in time where San Francisco got behind that like team when they had Corey Maggette, they had Jason Richardson, they had Matt Barnes, like those guys, Baron Davis, like that era of Warriors football or basketball. I'm saying football.
Right.
Basketball was like big for for San Fran, right?
I agree.
When you think of like music, the West Coast music has always been West Coast. It's never like kind of you had Tupac, but Tupac is really East Coast. Like, he went over to the West Coast, but he's really from Baltimore. You know what I mean? So, but outside of that, nobody was really listening to Ice Cube over here, Ice-T. Like, I mean, Snoop Dogg was like global, but
then, so
yeah.
No, for real.
We weren't. Come on now. NWA was cool, you know. Like, it was like a fashion statement to wear like black in the Oakland Raiders.
You don't think people was talking about Death Row?
Bro, it was the whole West Coast versus East Coast.
That's facts.
Yeah, like nobody, like the East Coast was not really rocking with the West Coast stuff like that.
I think East Coast people like Kendrick though.
Let me cook.
Not New York though.
Let me cook. So now we get to current day. You have Curry, who is literally rocking. Like, there's more Warriors fans that's popped up on the East Coast than nobody was even watching the Warriors.
Time out.
What's up?
Can I get a 30? Are they Warriors fans or Steph Curry fans?
You can honestly say the same thing for Kansas City fans. Are you a Kansas City fan or are you a Mahomes fan?
I think collectively they'll say Chiefs because they like Patrick and Travis. Not just talking about myself. But as a whole. Now, when people say, I've had this question twice today. Sierra, are you a LeBron fan or a Lakers fan?
I'm a LeBron fan. I'm a LeBron fan.
I have been a Cavs fan. I've been a Miami Heat fan. I went back to being a Cavs fan, and now I'm a Lakers fan. It's simple, okay?
But I think I think. Go ahead.
But I'm just saying, when Steph Curry retires, do you think people gonna keep walking around with the Warrior shit on? No.
I think so.
Say you bring the next coming up Steph.
No, I think so. Think about it. A lot of people weren't Bulls fans till Jordan got there. A lot of people weren't San Fran fans until Joe Montana and Jerry Rice won all those championships.
You're an Eagles fan because of Donovan McNabb.
Donovan McNabb and those guys. Like, a lot of people are Cowboys fans because of Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith.
But it's tough life to live.
Yeah, that's so. Like, it depends on the era of time that you came in at. Like,
makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, so like you're forever gonna be a Chiefs fan, and you know in your heyday y'all won what 3?
Yeah, 3 so far.
And counting. Yeah, counting. So I think that the Warriors have, like, Steph Curry has set a precedent that it is cool to be a Warriors fan. I think that Kendrick Lamar has brought energy with, like, not just like, well, let's just talk about now, because right now, like last year was Kendrick Lamar's year, leading up all the way up until February when he had the halftime show. He has made it cool to like listen to West Coast music. He has really brought the West Coast over to the East Coast. I've never seen so many people like fight for like Kendrick Lamar music the way that I see people fight for it now.
I thought you were gonna say crip walking.
That too. I'm not crip walking. I don't want to get in trouble. But like
you was crip walking at Bethlehem Baptist
Nah, low
Church.
key. No, it was Seawalk.
Oh, you Seawalking in.
No,
yeah, Seawalk
is crip walk.
Yeah, but we couldn't say it. But I just said
it. Say it. Yeah.
Sorry. Seawalking.
C for Cameron. But that's why I say that like Curry and like K-Dot, like they've made it cool to be West Coast like fans.
I can see that. I think we both make great points.
Those are great points. Curry. Yeah.
Moving on. Kevin Durant, Wale. Now, both from DC.
Okay.
Okay. But both also underrated, underappreciated. Wale be spitting. He doesn't ever get enough credit. He kind of just flies under the radar. And people just like, oh yeah, he dropped something cool. But like what he says and what he does just go over people's head. Like whether it's his style, whether it's his raps, whatever. Now, granted, Kevin Durant don't have any style. Barely brushes his hair.
He doesn't brush his hair.
But
he does have style though. He does have style. He has like a PG County kind of style.
I'm not rocking with it. But if that's how you feel,
go ahead, rock out.
Okay, but I say that because like they both still go and just do their thing. Like, you know what? I don't care if I'm not gonna be appreciated, or I don't care that people ain't rocking with me. Like, I'm gonna do me at the end of the day. I'm gonna go cook. I'm gonna go kill whatever it is I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like, Kevin Durant playing on the Olympic team this past year, right? You had Steph and Kobe. Steph and LeBron that they talked about the most, right? But then you gotta still respect Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you have conversations right now about these rappers coming up, right? Or not even coming up, like those 08, 09 boys, right? You think about the first people you talk about are Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick. But you really should bring up Wale, because he in that mix too. And Big Sean is in there too. Just saying.
I agree with. I think I'm gonna jack that from you. I think that Wale and KD are a really good like mix, because if you think about it from like the timeline, people don't know that Wale started off with Rockefeller.
Right. Yeah.
Rock Nation.
Yeah, Rock Nation. Mm-hmm.
He started off with OKC.
Right.
They both wanted to make a jump because they wanted to like gain more followers.
Yeah.
But the jump that they took, now it gave them some kind of heightened success.
But also hurt them.
But it hurt them because at their core, we didn't want to see. I didn't think that the jump for Wale to go to who is it? Maybach Music was good. Now I don't think his music fit them. It was very much like a hood like trap. I didn't want to hear
Rick
that.
Ross, Meek
yeah,
Mill,
it just didn't.
Yeah. Or not Gunplay, but yeah.
No, he had Gunplay.
Yeah, it was Gunplay on it too.
Gunplay.
Yeah.
It didn't match his like style. So for him to go there and then like it was almost like their villain arc.
I will say they did make some good music together though.
They made some great music.
I still listen to that.
They made great music.
So anyway, continue.
But Mixtape About Nothing was like,
oh no,
cool, like
More About Nothing.
More About
is the
Nothing.
Best.
Yeah.
One of the best mixtapes.
Oh
ever.
my god.
Yeah.
That was
And
like
Wale
college.
just said it has a lot of replay value
Yeah.
too. But Wale just said that he's dropping an album soon. I can't
Really?
wait. Yes. He just announced that this week.
And Legendary was an era where like
Yeah.
I think that was Maybach. He still had
Yeah,
like
Maybach.
success, but
Yeah.
that was like a motivation. That was when I was trying to play football again. I just ain't had the heart, not the heart, but the passion for it anymore for real to go back and play college. Sad story. Ooh.
Yes.
But anywho, I do think that like when they were able to break away from those teams, they haven't had the near of the like heightened success they had with MMG and also like with the Warriors.
Yeah.
But I do think that they've had their spots. And even now, like, I think they're truly happy with being who they are. Like you got like literally Wale's in the fashion. I think that's one guy that can become a creative director for like Puma or
I mean, he's doing a lot of stuff with Nike.
yeah,
right now.
Nike. Like,
Yeah.
bro had like a lot of like he really had the KDs popping for a while.
Yeah, he did. But that's what I'm saying. Like, they look out for each other, too.
Yeah.
And, like, they put their bros on. Like, they gonna always hype up, people. But at the same time, you cross them, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
They're very, very much the same in their
I agree.
mentalities, I feel like. So,
I agree with that one. I think that's a really good comparison. Not to mention, bro is really with the Wale Mania of the WrestleMania. He does, like, something for WrestleMania every year.
Yeah.
And then now, like, KD doesn't even care. He lets you know, like there was a point in time where he had the burner accounts.
Right.
Now he's just going straight at your head off his like regular account.
And we know Wale would do that in a minute.
Nah,
Wale
facts.
got to fight with the Eagles fans in the stadium.
He did.
Like legit throwing hands.
I love that energy. So I like that comparison. So I'm gonna take that one.
All right, the next one was I said Shaq and Biggie. You said Big X the Plug,
Big
which
X the Plug.
is a little interesting because Big X the Plug is a new dude.
He's new, but he has like power. He's like dominant. You know what I mean? Like
Because he hasn't really, his career hadn't popped.
It hasn't popped, but his first album.
He came through with a hitter.
He came in with a hitter.
Yeah.
So I think he's when I think of like Big Ass, I think of like an early like Shaq, someone that just hasn't even
Orlando Magic. Shaq.
Orlando Magic like Shaq. Lakers Shaq, I can't think of anyone for like Lakers Shaq.
I don't think we can break it up like that because we're not breaking up everybody else. Like
Yeah.
that. So in totality,
I'm taking that.
I'm taking Biggie with Shaq. Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Because he's a little bro to Kobe. Really, he not win no championships without Kobe. Now he did win one with Dwayne Wade, but he had to have Dwayne Wade.
You trying to say Biggie and Diddy? No Diddy.
No, not necessarily, but I think like the competitive juices that had to be flowing from like, I gotta be better than Tupac. And I gotta be better than, you know what I mean? Helped. So like for Shaq, it's like I got Kobe, everybody wanna give Kobe the credit, like he ain't Kobe without me. But Kobe like, nah, you ain't Shaq without me. You feel me? So, and I just think like the dominance that they had in their times, you know what I mean? It's like, when you heard Big on the track, it's like, oh yeah, when you seen Shaq on the court, it's like, I gotta get my stuff together because he coming in with a force, you know what I mean?
I want to change mine.
To who's? Shaq?
Shaq is DMX.
Tell me more.
So there was a point in time that Shaq was unstoppable. There was no, when you think of from
dominant.
Yeah, domination. Like literally, there was no one on this earth that could like stand in front of Shaq and like get anything off.
Right.
And that span was like maybe there was like with the Lakers, it was like a 4 or 5 year span. When he went to Miami, he kind of tailed off.
Yeah, he was towards the end of his
Yeah.
Lord, and then he was terrible when he got to the Cavs.
During that, there was a certain era where DMX literally had, like, even from documentaries I've seen, from like music videos I've seen with the Rough Riders, there was an era in time where DMX was the guy. You remember, like, on MTV, they used to have the spring break, Summer Jam, or yeah. I remember watching a video of him coming out to Summer Jam, and literally there's like crowds of people in Miami.
Yeah, I remember that. I just got
going
about it. It was
crazy.
Yeah, I remember that.
So like when you think about that dominance, like people like Busta Rhymes even said, like, man, it was Method Man. It was either one of them two. I don't want to like give the, I don't want to whatever, but one of them guys was like, man, I had to come and like go after him, and like it's just not being able to keep that same energy because like he would literally go to highs, lows, pray with people on the, like, have people crying, but also raging. It's just, it's different.
Yeah. Jay-Z has always praised DMX too.
Yeah.
Like saying he was the best rapper he knew.
Yeah. So if I was to think about the dominance of the game, I got to give it to DMX.
That's a pretty good one right there. Still going Biggie for me, but
I can see why you did Biggie though.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. But I guess it's also like, I mean, I've listened to a good bit of DMX, but I wasn't like a huge like
DMX guy.
Yeah. So.
I didn't become a DMX guy until like I did listen to DMX back in the day, like when it was like on like 106 and Park and like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I didn't become, you know, like the Bros, like like a lot of the music that we would listen to was like DMX.
Yeah.
So
y'all got a bark too, so.
All right, we don't have to. Yo, it is not a requirement to bark as the Bros. Like, hear me out.
I'll be for
if
that.
you don't want to bark, you don't have to bark.
Shit.
You don't.
Can I do it one time?
No.
Okay. So it is a requirement. See what I'm saying? It's a test. Because if I can't bark,
you can bark, but like you don't understand. Like, I mean, if something happens after that, I'm not held reliable or responsible for the.
You're my brother. You're not gonna help me.
No,
you know me longer than
somebody,
the bros.
no, I cannot lie. I choose family over the bros every time.
Bingo.
So
okay,
like, so if you niggas hit my family, like,
I'm not gonna.
I don't care. Like,
don't worry about it.
I choose family every day. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bark.
Don't bark.
I'll do that in my own time.
I don't think you should do that.
I just want to see what you're gonna say.
I don't even think you should do that. Man, let's move on. All right, Harden. I'm gonna go with Harden because I think I have one.
All right, you go first.
Travis Scott. And I'm gonna tell you why. So Harden like I did say Kid Cudi first, but I'm gonna go with Travis Scott.
Right.
So not only did they have that Houston connection.
My problem is I forgot you said my memory's so bad. I was like, oh damn, he did say that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say Travis Scott.
Okay.
Because like both of them had Houston turned to the max. Like literally, there was a point. There was I don't know what's going on with Travis Scott now, but let's just focus on Harden. I also don't know
what's going on with James Harden now. He's not as good.
Yeah, like he's still getting like averaging like a double almost. It's just a quiet double.
I hate watching that guy play now. I loved him when he was with
OKC. He plays like an old man now.
Yeah.
He plays almost like Luka.
Yeah. But
go ahead. Let me cook.
Okay.
So when it comes to Harden, those couple years in Houston before he wanted to get out, he could do no wrong.
Yeah, he was killing it.
When I think of Travis Scott, there was a point in time like where he could make anything just like Astro World was like a time.
Yeah.
Like Astro World was definitely a time. Now this last album, it's cool.
Astro World had
The Party Never Ends.
No, what's that record with Drake on it? With
Sicko Mode. She's in love with who I am. Back in high school,
so did Drake help Travis Scott pop?
No.
Oh.
No. Travis Scott was Travis Scott.
Everybody knows Travis Scott?
No, Kanye helped him pop.
So really they're Kardashian. Got it.
No. Kanye, they came out with this song called Piss on Your Grave. And I thought that shit was it was the high. I really wanted to get into a mosh pit at that point.
Yeah, well, the mosh pit's got that boy in trouble almost.
Nah, for real.
But I could see that comparison that you're making with Travis Scott, just with the Houston reference.
Disrespectful.
That's pretty good. What?
Drake helped Travis Scott pop. I almost threw this whole podcast away.
I'm just saying, like, people knew Travis Scott, yeah. Like, I listened to Travis Scott's album before, but that really helped when Drake was on Sicko Mode.
All right, what's your comparison?
You know what? Travis Scott had a record on that, was it Bees in the Trap or something like that?
Yeah.
And he had something with Bryson Tiller on there. Them joints go crazy.
What's the first song they had together? Drake and they had another song together.
Drake and Travis Scott?
Yeah.
No, recently they had Meltdown. That song went crazy too.
That's what it was. It was Meltdown
That's recent,
first.
Though. No.
No, Meltdown was on his new
Sicko
album.
Mode, yeah, Sicko Mode was first.
Because it was one song that Travis Scott watched him on before.
Travis Scott watching Drake on the song goes wild. Be for real.
What's the songs?
Sicko Mode, Company.
I do remember Company.
Life's Good. Fair Trade, Portland.
No, not Portland.
No. P and Millions. I'm not gonna say that word on there. Meltdown. Yeah, Going Bad. That's what Meat Meal.
Yeah.
Way Too Sexy. Wait. Oh, you know what Travis Scott song I love?
Yeah.
This song had Drake on it, but Tokyo Twins. Tokyo Twins?
Bad bitch.
Yeah.
And on the jet ski.
Yeah, that song went crazy.
Yeah,
that album was good too.
All right, Sicko Mode was probably the song.
Yeah. So, Travis Scott and Don Toliver make great music too, just a
They
side
do.
note. But anyway.
I think Travis Scott got a lot of influence from
No, Don.
Don
got a lot of influence from Travis or vice versa?
I think
Don.
the album that he came out, Astro World, was influenced heavily by Don Toliver.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay, so I said James Harden and Lil Baby. Not because they are great friends.
Okay.
Some people think boyfriends, but that's neither here nor there. It's none of my business. Do what you want, guys.
Yeah.
But I say that because they give you the same thing every time. Like when they put on a Lil Baby record, and I don't really listen to Lil Baby, and I also don't really like watching James Harden play anymore. Now, when he was with OKC, loved him. When he was with Arizona State coming out, I loved him.
I didn't even watch him at Arizona State.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I loved him then. Didn't have the beard and all that. Just
Yeah.
had his little teeth jacked up and had his little fro, little mohawk. It was good.
Before the glow up.
OKC was good. And then he went to Houston. I still liked him at first, but then after a while, he got on my nerves with all that damn dribbling.
Yeah.
I can't stand all that dribbling. I call that P dribble, just wasting all over the floor.
P dribbling.
Yeah, just wasting dribbles. And then he never showed up in the playoffs.
Right.
Okay, but anyway, I say Lil Baby because Lil Baby had a nice little run. So did James Harden.
Okay.
Lil Baby last album trash.
Yeah.
James Harden right now, not too hot. I don't even know why he made the All-Star game, to be for real. It's just a
Votes.
publicity thing.
It's
Just votes.
Yeah.
And I just feel like with Lil Baby, I'm getting the same thing every single time. It's just like rinse, repeat. You know,
I can see
wash,
that.
rinse, repeat. And that's how I feel when I watch James Harden. So I just don't watch him. I'm
You know-
uninterested in both.
You know, a lot of my younger friends from college,
Yeah.
they all like, because I feel the same way you feel about Lil Baby.
Yeah.
Like when I talk to them, they really have that, like, you know how you feel about like Drake. You got to
Yeah, they love Lil
replay. They're like, bro, you gonna hate it now, but the replay value is gonna be better.
I can't see that. Like I be in it, like when I be outside sometimes and some Lil Baby come on, I be the only black person not rapping all of that because like I do not listen to him.
You don't do
They
that.
be like, you know what song I'm talking about? It'd be that one song and everybody be like, everybody stand up. They like, I don't know that shit, but I'll be bopping my head.
Shout out my nigga Emmy.
Yeah, that one. See what I'm saying?
I'm in there big over Drake.
Yeah.
Nigga all in my face.
Yeah,
You don't like that song?
I don't know that shit for real. I don't know if
But
anybody ever noticed that.
You know why I know
They
that?
be out with me, but I be sitting there like, yeah.
You know why I know
I
that?
be hyping them up.
I went back to school later, you know what I mean? I graduated 2021. So, like, a lot of the times I would be in those, like, functions, environments. I did, bro, I was a bro, so, like,
You had to be outside.
I had to be outside, but
I went
also,
outside like that.
I was that guy, like, when we threw parties, I would be at the front taking money while my young, like, LBs were, like, in the party. But those were the songs that I was listening to because I was around that. You know, when you're in the barbershop, you eventually gonna get a cut. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna pick up some of them youthful traits.
Yeah, not me, man. So
Nah, that should go hard though. Cannot lie.
it sounds cool when you outside, but I couldn't imagine playing it in my car.
Nah.
Now, indeed, I played it.
I ain't know what got no. He throw my.
It's fine.
You like because it got Drake on it.
Yeah.
Man, let's go ahead. So I'm gonna go Iverson because like I know you went last. You went first on. No, you went first on last. I went first on Harden. So I'll let you go first with Iverson.
All right, so Iverson, Dipset.
Talking about Jewels.
All three of them boys: Cameron, Jewels, and Jim
I
Jones.
see. Go ahead, rock out.
Okay,
Go ahead.
You see the swag?
Yeah.
Those boys made some like fashion stuff pop. right?
Okay.
They had the braids too.
The big bandana.
They had the big bandana. They had the
jersey.
pink, think about the pink
Oh,
mink jacket.
my
You know what I'm saying?
God.
Iverson used to come out with some swag like that.
That was his era of basketball too.
Right, and so when they would slide on records, like they all brought something different, and like Allen Iverson's game, like you knew what you was gonna get with that too. Like he was gonna cook, but he was gonna dice you up in different ways. He could get to the bucket, he could get to the pull up off the pick and roll. He could also shoot the three every now and then, but not as much. But you know what I'm saying, right? And just like his approach to the game, and even in like interviews and stuff like that, like you talking about practice? You talking about practice? And think about like the like chip on the shoulder that Dipset kind of walked around with, like you ain't messing with New York, like we them guys over here, like you know what I mean, and just the records and stuff that they were dropping at the time. And so yeah, I just kind of think of it like that, like they did something for the culture, you know, and they don't get a lot of credit for it. Dipset doesn't. Okay. I think people are coming to terms with like, oh yeah, Iverson was really like that, like you know what I'm saying. So yeah, that's what I think.
All right, so with Iverson, I'm gonna talk about the way he changed the way that a lot of us youngins looked at the game of basketball. I think the arrows that he got shot with, so the youngins behind him could like pretty much come in and like do the things that he was doing. When you think of like the young guards, like just the like swagger, the clothes, like you know, back in the day they had to come in with suits. Like he literally was the reason why they changed a lot of things as far as like the dressing code and all that kind of stuff. He just changed the game. He had a crazy crossover. Everybody wanted to be him. During that era, it was hot sauce. Like you remember, and one. So there was a lot of stuff that was just going on based off of the way that Allen Iverson played the game.
Right.
So when I think about Allen Iverson, I think of Kanye. Kanye literally had people wearing 2 fucking polo shirts.
Also those people. Yeah. Also had the little blind glasses.
I'm telling you, like when you think about Kanye really reset the whole way that we looked at fashion, the way we looked at music, and there was a whole lot of like people that were offsprung from his influence. Yeah. So like that's why I say like Kanye, you have to think about it. Like when I think about it from a culture like set, it's definitely those two literally changed the way that we looked at culture. Now the only difference I can say that a lot of people did not want to see like Allen. A lot of the mainstream did not want to see white America. Let's put it like that. A lot of like older white America did not want to see bro win because of the way that Allen Iverson win, the way he portrayed himself. Right. But then when you look at Kanye, I think he's fighting that same fight right now where a lot of people don't really want to see him win just based off of the crazy antics now that he's doing.
No, even then, like taking it a couple years back with all the stuff he was doing, like getting upset with Gap, going in, taking clothes out, and just all those different rants and stuff like that. So yeah, that makes sense too. That's also a good one.
Yeah, you want to run through these last two?
Yeah, let's go through these last two. Last two real quick. So
yeah, I think we both. I think we agree with Kyrie.
So Kyrie, J. Cole. Yeah. And I feel like this one's probably self-explanatory, but I just feel like they're for the people. You know, they're very much like who they are. They're gonna give it to you cut and dry. How they feel about very authentic. So how they feel about stuff, you know, politically or culturally, like whatever the case is, like they just they let you know. And there's no questions about where they stand.
Facts. All right, I know.
And they push the agenda too to like for example, Kyrie not being with any shoe deal. Yeah. You know? J. Cole, I think
had a Puma deal,
and I don't know where.
I don't know.
And is he still on Rock Nation?
I think he's on Rock Nation, but he has his own like just distribution deal with Dreamville.
Yeah, right. But I'm saying like, and even with that though, like the stuff that he's done lately with putting this stuff out on the websites and stuff like that, not really going to like the streaming services and stuff like that. And I was just talking to some of my homeboys earlier, and they were like, I feel like this new album not even gonna be on streaming because of some stuff that he said in the new drop that he had today.
What do you think about the new drop? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I think it was really good. It's good to hear from him, obviously, but you know he got some bars off. I want to listen to it a little bit more. But I do. I love the song and just like it's very chill. But he's dropping some nice little nuggets in there.
I agree.
Per usual. It's nothing surprising, but it's just like I said, good to hear from him. And it makes it feel like we're starting this rollout again. It's time to drop some shit. So let's go. Especially before Dreamville happens. So yeah.
Because we need that out. Do you think we're gonna get an album before Dreamville or after?
I was just
You gonna
talking to
piss
my
me
boy
off.
about this the
I think
other
it's gonna be
day.
after. I think it's gonna be after.
I think he's gonna try to do it before if all possible because it's the last Dreamville Fest and like let them be excited about some new music before it happens. I mean he has the whole month of March. You know what I mean?
That's why I say he needs to do it how they
Dreamville's
did
at the beginning of
GNX. I feel like he should have did it in January.
Well, it's too late for that now.
Nah, it is. But yeah, go
last
ahead.
one?
Yeah.
Tim Duncan.
I'm gonna tell you who mine is. You know, I couldn't figure one out.
Yeah.
Tim Duncan's boring, but he's a winner. You know what I mean?
He's a winner.
But like
reliable.
He's over reliable. You know that like there was a point in time where if he was on the court, you still had to. He's a dinosaur, but you had to guard. If you didn't guard him,
Getting cooked.
you're getting cooked.
Lucky.
I'm gonna tell you who he reminds me of. Eminem.
Oh hell no! I hate Eminem.
Exactly.
But nobody hates Tim Duncan.
But nobody. Tim Duncan has a very like devoted fan base. If you are a Tim Duncan fan, you really like Tim Duncan. If you are an Eminem fan, you really like Eminem.
This is
Don't
true.
don't tell me you didn't watch 8 Mile.
I did, but I didn't really.
Everybody in the 313, put your hands up and follow me.
I'm just not a fan.
Literally, he
I
put
actually
on
like Tim
Anthony
Duncan.
Mackie, huh?
I actually like Tim Duncan because I like the Spurs. I love watching Tim Duncan. I love watching Tony Parker. That's my favorite point guard. And Manu Ginobili.
I used to love playing with Manu on 2K, yeah.
Or actually NBA Live back then.
NBA Live, 2K5.
Yeah. I actually said Tim Duncan was Nas. So, and let me just say this real quick because we're gonna move on from this because we spent some time on here. But think about it though. People forget about Nas. When you think about some of the greatest of all time, they also forget about Tim Duncan. But you know what? Nas has made great records. He still, to this day, rapping, right? And making great albums, okay, for the older generation.
I get it.
And you can rely on him to give you, drop some knowledge, drop some bars, whatever, however you want to explain it.
Okay.
And Tim Duncan, reliable. You can count on him to get you a bucket. You can count on him to get you a rebound. You know what I mean? And he was the glue to his team, Now, Nas is a good piece in hip hop. He's an important piece in hip hop. Because I think he helped push Jay-Z too to be even better, right?
He did.
Okay.
He pushed Kobe.
He pushed Kobe, but he also pushed his own teammates too.
Yeah.
And just other dudes in the league, even Shaq. Shaq had to go against Tim Duncan too.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying.
Shit, LeBron twice, 3 times in the finals actually.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, so I just think
I see the angle though.
That's how I was getting to that. So just a short version there.
I like it.